Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, the Lamborghini Urus has only been in the public eye, at least in production form, for just the past several days. And it's not a big surprise that Lamborghini's got some big plans for this machine to take on the world's best. Now, a lot of people know that the Lamborghini Huracan Performante is somewhat controversially the lap record holder around the Nürburgring Nordschleife loop. And Lamborghini's hoping the brand new Urus is going to be just the same, as they're planning on taking that record from Alfa Romeo and their new SUV, the Stelvio. Now, albeit I took a peek at the Nürburgring this morning, and it is covered with a light layer of snow, so obviously it isn't going to take place today, but we're figuring probably in the first part of the springtime, maybe if the weather's optimal, we may get to see the new lap record for the Lamborghini Urus. Next up on the list, Bugatti's in an interesting situation because there's basically a recall on the Chiron. Now, the trick of this deal is there's just under 50 of these vehicles that are actually in public hands. But if you're one of the owners of the brand new Bugatti Chiron, guess what? You don't have to do much of anything about this situation. And basically, the situation is somewhat of a seat issue, maybe the mounting or something like that, that they're actually going to take a peek at. What they're going to do to just those 47 folks that actually own their brand new Chirons and keep it at their home, Bugatti's going to fly someone in, and they're going to go take a peek at your automobile. And if that inspector finds that there's an issue, they will make all the arrangements to get the vehicle shipped back to a Bugatti dealership or a reputable repair facility that can make the repairs that they so desire. So, kind of interesting. They're going to globetrot some poor bloke all over the country, all over the world pretty much, to go check out these cars. That would be a pretty fun little gig. Next up on the list, this cool little machine is a look into the future. We may get to see this in just a little over a month's time. This is from the folks over at Aries Design. This is a group out of Italy that does personalization and modification to a lot of automobiles. In fact, they're claiming around 200 machines they've done from all high-end automobiles. And that's going to be their first go-round at building a entirely new automobile. Maybe somewhat entirely. And they're building a brand new facility in Modena to build this particular car. A car that harkens back to the Di Tommaso Pantera. In fact, one of the most interesting things, at least in my mind, this thing's going to have flip-up headlights, or at least that's the way the concept vehicle shows. How long has it been since we've seen a car with flip-up headlights? That being said, the vehicle is stunning looking, front to back, and the underpinnings are going to be pretty doggone good, as it's actually going to have the underpinnings of the new Lamborghini Huracan, which means the car will be all-wheel drive, a V10. I guess it could possibly be two-wheel drive, and it's going to be a pretty sweet piece of kit. Now, they're not planning on building a whole lot of these. In fact, it's going through a bunch of the certification process, crash tests and whatnot. They're talking about showing off a production version to show off their brand new facility in January of 2018, with actual vehicles getting to customers in the back half of 2018. So they're not wasting any time. So we'll keep you in tune once we get to see the production version of this new machine. Next up on the list, well, if you're a Mustang fan or even a casual observer of Mustangs, you know that they've done a lot of special edition versions. In fact, just go around with a new version. We've seen an anniversary edition, obviously the GT350 and the 350R. There's been a lot of rumors that there's a GT500. In fact, new photographs have surfaced over the past several days that maybe the flat plane crank 5-liter may get a little bump up to maybe 5.2 liters in displacement, along with forced induction. Possibility it may be turbocharged, it may be supercharged. We'll have to wait and see on those fronts. But obviously, a lot of people have been clamoring to think that there may be a new edition of the GT500. Also, another thing has surfaced over the past several days. You may see some photographs all over the old internets. The possibility of a Bullet Mustang, the return of the Bullet Mustang. It hasn't been since the mid-2000s that we've actually seen one of these vehicles. If you don't know what the Bullet reference actually is, it's an old Steve McQueen movie from way back in the day. It has one of the most classic car chases in cinema history versus an old Dodge Charger and, of course, the Mustang that was run by Steve McQueen. In fact, a little interesting little note, at least as far as my mind, that's the first ever DVD I ever bought was the movie Bullet. So, Cannot wait to see if this bullet deal looks like it's for real. If it is or not, they look like they were shooting a commercial for the vehicle, at least from the photographs that I've seen. So, be interesting to see if that emerald green Mustang comes out with the bullet logos. This would be pretty doggone cool. And last up on the list, well, if you're a big motorcycle fan or even a casual version of a motorcycle fan, and you know about Ducati actually being gobbled up by the folks over at Audi several years ago. Well, there was some rumors that Audi was going to jettison off the Ducati brand to actually help pay for the whole diesel scandal situation involving the parent company, which is Volkswagen. Well, apparently that deal is not anymore, whether they were actually on the docket to be sold, they being Ducati, or not, or if they just put the feelers out there and found out there wasn't anybody who was a suitable fit or had the right kind of monies for the vehicle franchise. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But at least for the foreseeable future, Ducati's going to stay underneath Audi and Volkswagen's umbrella. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.